Hello everyone and welcome to another SunCat Byte. Today's SunCat Byte will be a short SunCat Byte, but it's an important one as you continue programming. And what we're going to talk about is pointers versus references and just some differences between the two, some things you can do with pointers and not references, vice versa, just so you understand that as you move on in your programming studies. So one of the first things you need to realize that we talk about with pointers and references is there's some limitation of pointers. One is that you may not reference another reference, or you can't have a reference to a reference, but you can actually have a pointer to a pointer. And all I'm going to say about that is if you do down the road you do some C programming or C++ programming or get into data structures and algorithms or that kind of course, you will have things called linked lists, for instance, and a linked list will have an element that is a data part of it and a pointer part of it. Then you can have the pointer point to another pointer, and you can move up and down the linked list based on pointers. You can't do that with references, so that's one of the big differences between the two. Another thing that you need to realize when you're looking at references is a reference variable must be initialized when declared if it is not of a part of a function parameter list, which is what we've seen that already, or if it is not a return value, if it is not a return value, or class member. Class member we haven't seen yet, so these other two are the key ones that we've dealt with in this class. So reference variable must be initialized when declared if it's not part of a function parameter list, or if it is not a return. It is not a return value. So basically, if it's not in a function prototype or a function header for the purposes of this class, it needs to be initialized. Last thing, it is not possible to create a pointer to a reference or create an array of references. And much like the one above, it is possible to create an array of pointers. So something to keep in mind there, arrays we'll talk about in a different SunCat Byte. Excuse me, in a different SunCat Byte, but just keep that in mind. So that's going to be really the main thing that I want you guys to look at and think about when you're looking at references. Now, something to think about with pointers, and that's really ask yourself the question, why are pointers important? So first reason is something that we've already seen, right? They allow us to return more than one value from a function, or change. It's not exactly return because we're not using the return statement, but change, right? So another thing that's important with pointers is, and this is getting ahead a little bit, they are needed to understand how we pass arrays to functions, and we'll see that in detail when we talk about arrays in a different SunCat Byte, but just keep that in mind. So, and then also often in C++, you'll see the indirection operator in C++ documentation. You will see the indirection operator. So we should understand what that means. And then in advanced courses, pointers are used for dynamic memory allocation. So keep that in mind as you move ahead. And what dynamic memory allocation is, it's a technique where program reserves memory while it's running, instead of reserving it statically, instead of reserving it ahead of time. And so C++ gives you the memory on the fly. And then pointers are actually used to hold those memory addresses. So those are the main reasons why pointers are important. Some of it's a look ahead, but I just wanted to get this in here so you guys have this background. Keep in mind this pointers versus references thing here, especially when you move on in your studies. And that's it for now. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please do let me know via office hours or via the discussion board forum or by shooting me an email. Until then, take care and talk to you soon. Bye.